All right, so patch 012 has gone live for mchess. We can see it in the bottom left-hand corner of the site over here. And I'm going to take everyone through what we've added in this patch. So we've added a new mechanic in this patch, which is very exciting because new mechanics allow us to do new things with the variants. You basically build variants out of mechanics. And the mechanic is win conditions. So the difference between a win condition and a loss condition being like checkmate, I think can be seen easily in a multiplayer game. You checkmate an opponent and just that player is eliminated. But if you trigger some win condition, you would win over all the players. So I'll jump into the first variant, which is King of the Hill. A classic that's been around for ages. And you win the game by getting your king into the center. Just making some dummy moves here. Now, you don't win immediately, you win on the start of your turn. So you need your king to be in the center of the board at the start of your turn. You can see the center region here is in green. So black can't actually prevent it in this case. There's nothing attacking the white king. So any move that black makes and white wins. White is king of the hill. So why do it like this where it happens with a delay? The reason is no check, which is kind of like a mainstay of variant chess. It's very common to not have check on, which means your king can just be captured. If you have no check on and you're playing king of the hill and you just win immediately, so this square is being defended by the pawn, but it's white's turn, and I just step into the center anyway, and I'll win immediately. So it ends up being like super degenerate. Like you need to stop the king before it reaches even these outer squares, because if it gets to the outer squares without being captured, it can just step into the center no matter what defense you have going on. So that's why we have it at the start of your turn. And it turns out that works really nicely. It is essentially equivalent whether you have check on or off. So it means there's a lot more life in a lot more variants. That's the gist of King of the Hill. Now for Connect 4 chess. Connect 4 works by getting 4 pawns in a row diagonally. As you can see, horizontally, it's not really legit. And it's the same deal where it has to happen at the start of your turn, so you don't win immediately. It's a similar justification. There are some cases where you can make the Connect 4 and your king can be captured. I'll set one up quickly. So in this position, if you were to move this pawn up, your king would be killed. Now this move would be illegal if check was on. No check is kind of giving you a sneaky extra way to win, which could be okay, but it's nice to keep them similar where they can be. 4 is actually just like a lot. Like you've only got 8 pawns and it's pretty continuous. There's usually a lot of fighting that's happening in the center. So it turns out you get a feel for it very quickly when you play, that it's not something you can force. It ends up being like a tactical thing you need to be aware of, you need to stay aware of. You could blunder your opponent threatening Connect 4 and then it's like, oh no, I need to sack a piece into it. There are parameters for Connect 4 as well. So it's not just strictly Connect 4. You can change it to basically any number you want. Let's change it to Connect 3 just to make it really silly. And you can also change what pieces can consist of a chain. So you could say any piece can create a chain of 3. Still has to be a diagonal chain. So in this case, this knight move is threatening 2 Connect 3s and, oops. And yeah, but I believe Connect 5 with all the pieces is actually a pretty reasonable game. There's a lot to play around with there. Outside of win conditions in these 2 variants, we've also added support for the AI to recognize that win conditions can happen. It's not going to be anything like a stockfish, but if it notices you're winning immediately, it will try to stop you. And if it notices it can win immediately, it'll also do that. But it doesn't have like the positional awareness to get its king close to the center. So it's not really a threat. It's a bit more of a challenge mode or something like this. Like you can play the AI and just try to rush your king to the center and see if you can do it. It will put up a pretty good fight. I can show you that here. So I'm threatening a win on these 2 squares, which have both been defended. Very impressive. What should we do here? Let's just attack the queen. Okay, passant. So it's not easy. It doesn't roll over. You wouldn't want to do this in a real game of King of the Hill. You would lose quite badly, and I might lose quite badly here. Can we deflect the queen in some way? Let's do that. Okay, we can make another concrete threat. Oh, we can do it with check. Oh, the knight can capture back. Not this way though. Okay, we did it. A little tactic there, which is nice. The AI does this thing where if it notices it has no hope, it resigns instead of letting you actually checkmate it or win. So no possible response could get us out of the center, so it resigned. Connect 4 is also quite fun. It's not as good, I think, but a fun little mode is if you change it to Connect 3 and let the AI have white, it's pretty tricky to dodge all the Connect 3s. So just to play that back, just playing a move like this threatens the Connect 3 in 2 different ways. So it is now threatening Connect 3. And I needed to play this double step pawn move to opposite its first move, or there would be no way to stop both threats. All right. Maybe I make the threat. Look at that, hanging the rook, but it doesn't matter. Oh, it does matter actually, shit. Oh, I was thinking it takes, and then I do the Connect 3, but then it just takes the pawn, so I have nothing. Maybe then I do this, and then it has to take that. Maybe look deeper, jeez. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, I forgot. Oops. Wow, I'm showing off the variant and I completely forgot about the Connect 3 threat. So there you go. Fun little challenge. It's also worth mentioning that we process win conditions after loss conditions. If you die, you can't win. So you get checkmated at the same time you trigger whatever it is, the loss condition will take priority and your player will be killed off. There were some other minor changes which you can see in the patch notes on the Discord, and thanks so much for watching. If you like this kind of format, let me know. I'm very much in a trying things out phase, so any suggestions to improve the content or try doing a particular thing, I'm very open to.